Mainstreaming human rights. As human beings, you have rights, and we'll talk about some of these. The first one is right to health services. All of us as human beings have a right to good health, but with the pollution and the contamination that we've created does not generate good health. In fact, it causes illnesses, it causes people to be sick and down, and so how do you get to better health through environmental education? If we can reduce the pollution, the contamination today, chances that we enjoy better health are high. We have the right to fresh air, not contaminated air, not polluted air. Every human being has the right to fresh air, especially when the contaminated air comes from another country into your country and contaminates the air you breathe. It's not your fault. You have the right to clean air, and therefore countries that share borders or countries that share air currents moving back and forth need to sit together and talk about how they are going to enable its citizens to the rights they have. They have the right to clean air. Right to safe drinking water and sanitation. We've polluted the waters, the rivers, the wells, the streams, the seas, everything. But as human beings, we have the right to clean drinking water. If the water we get is not clean, how do we purify it? What do we do to make it clean and potable so that when we drink it, we don't get sick and we're not unwell? Tied to this is sanitation. Good sanitary habits will help reduce water pollution. We have to learn. Right to food, education, shelter, and security. Every human being has the right to good quality food, has the right to good quality education, has a right to reasonable shelter and security. As human beings, are we providing this to our citizens? This is a government's responsibility to make sure that there is good quality food on the table, there is good quality education in the classrooms, and there is shelter and security for its citizens. These are our basic human rights as individuals living on this planet. Institutional strengthening. How do we strengthen institutions? Enforcement of environmental law and institutional development. We must enforce the laws. We have to stop contaminating. We have to stop producing pollutants and contaminating. That is now an international law. How are we going to make sure that we follow it, and how are we going to make sure that Pakistan does not contribute to further pollution and contamination? Decision makers sensitized to plan and implement friendly policies. The decision makers have to make friendly policies. After all, if I own an industry and I'm causing pollution, don't ask me to shut down my industry. I'm not going to do that. How do you help me as decision makers? By making friendly policies over time. Over a 1-year, 2-year period, you can reduce by this, you can reduce by that. That is what I'm more likely to follow. I'm not going to shut down my unit. Responsible media to raise right issues at the right time in a right manner and a right weightage. Media responsibility. Today, with media going beyond print, media going across the world at the same time, we need responsible media portraying the good that people, companies, organizations are doing towards a sustainable environment for future generations. Research and development leading to environmental excellence and quality education. Without R&D, without research and development, no quality is coming around. And we don't have to depend on the outside world to get the research and development data. We can do it right here in our own country, on our own people, and learn firsthand instead of secondhand. Integration of environment in teachers' training. How do we make sure that the teacher understands what the environment is all about, and therefore what the teacher needs to take into the classroom, and how the teacher educates the students to be environmentally responsible citizens of Pakistan. After all, we are citizens of the country, but what we do today in the 21st century will impact the entire world. Similarly, something happening thousands of miles away from Pakistan impacts Pakistan today. And therefore, the teacher's role, the teacher's job becomes much more critical. How are we training teachers to take that environmental aspect into their classrooms and help their students become environmentally responsible young people of Pakistan?